Please welcome Tami Erwin.
How is everybody? You've been out at the pool, you've had a glass of wine. It's a fabulous evening. I am so delighted to be here to welcome the 2020 Makers Conference. I'm Tami Erwin. I'm the CEO for our B2B, global B2B business. And as a Verizon employee, I'm delighted that Verizon is one of the key sponsors for the conference that we're all going to participate in over the next couple of days. And I have to tell you, I can't think of a better theme than not done. And it takes on so many meanings and connotations for me as I think about the work that's ahead of us. And when I think about the work that's been done, you know, I was reflecting on having known Dylan McGee, who you're going to get to know well over the next couple of days. And I've known her for 10 years. And she's an incredible storyteller that has brought together really the theme of how do we come together as women and men to make sure that we have the opportunity to have the kind of equality and the kind of opportunity that we deserve. And you're going to hear those stories over the next couple of days. But I have to tell you, I was reflecting on two stories that I think are really reflective of the theme of not done. Now, you think back to Rosa Parks, who in early December of 1955 made a decision. She made a decision not to stand and give up her seat. And it wasn't that she was simply tired at the end of a long day. She was tired of not being treated fairly. She was tired of inequality. And she had the courage to act and say, I will do something about this. I fast forward to another story that really started in 1952 when Sandra Day O'Connor graduated from law school just up the street here at Stanford. When she graduated top of her class, she went about trying to find a job. And she talked to a number of law firms. And they said, we'd love to hire you, but we don't hire women. Finally, somebody gave her a shot. And they said, you can work for us, but there are a couple of rules. Number one, you have to sit in the secretary pool. Number two, you don't get paid. But if you'd like to work, come on in. And she took up the challenge. She had the courage. She said, of course, I'm in. But she didn't just show up. She showed up to win. And you know the rest of the story, that in 1981, she became the first Supreme Court justice as a woman to serve in this country. And you think about the courage, yeah. You think about the incredible courage it took for her to sit there and say, I will do what I need to do to make sure I widen the path for those that will come after me. And I think about Rosa Parks, I think about Justice Day O'Connor, and I think about the path they've widened for all of us. I had a chance to meet Justice Day O'Connor. Happened to be coincidental. I was on an airplane a few years ago, and I was flying, and she was seated across from me. And I reached across midway in the flight, and I said, Justice Day O'Connor, I am so honored to meet you. I have to tell you, I have an opportunity to sit in the boardroom. I have the opportunity to sit in the boardroom of a Fortune 20 business, and I get paid to do that. And she reached across the aisle, she took my hand, and she held it, and she said, honey, I am so proud of you. And I thought, what an incredible, incredible woman who had the courage to do what was difficult. And so I stand here tonight as we open up the conference to say, I'm tired. Not as tired, perhaps, as Rosa Parks was, but tired. Tired of the fact that as women, we continue to work hard, harder oftentimes than our male colleagues, and get less credit. And yet I believe the times are changing rapidly because of the work that's gone on before us, because of those that have come before us. And I believe that as we engage in the dialogue and conversation about diversity, about inclusion, and about authenticity, that we invite men into that conversation and we have the opportunity to recognize we're not yet done. We have more work to do. I want to thank each of you for being here. I want to thank you for what I know will be your personal engagement, your personal perseverance, and your courage to acknowledge and recognize we're not done. Let's open up the conference.